Welcome. This is just a quickie on replacing the SMD caps on an Amiga 1200. This is a 2B. Yep, that's right. It's alright. I got a couple. Can't remember which one's which. And this was actually one which I repaired in an earlier video. So whilst I was here, I thought I'd take the opportunity to do the caps because I really don't want to rip everything apart again and take the shielding off and etc. etc. Anyway. So, it's been a little bit difficult trying to remove the caps off this. I really don't recommend the twisting method. It's just plain stupid, to be honest with you. It might work, but likelihood of tearing a pad off is pretty high. On one of these, which I've done previously, even without twisting it off, just being a little bit harsh, trying to lift the cap off with a bit of heat on either side, I've actually managed to do a bit of pad damage, not on this board but on a previous one, so I thought I'd just fill you in on the easiest method I've found so far of taking them off without fucking it up. I was going to use hot air station, which I've only had for a few weeks now, which is living over there, but just because I've had a little bit of a experience with that, and not a positive one. Basically this cap here, which I was gently heating up, pretty much exploded straight out my face, and that was just using about 320 Celsius on the hot air station, and you can see just, let me just focus on it. No. God damn it, focus. Anyway, you can see the bottom's all expanded out, and yeah, it expanded out in about half a second, then left the board. Sorry about that, battery went dead. Right, as I was saying, I was using the hot air workstation previously, but yeah, it did that. It shot into my face, well, in my direction of my face. So yeah, that's probably a really stupid thing to do, actually. So probably one of those life lessons: don't use hot air workstations to remove electrolytic capacitors, because you'll get shot in the face. So back to the old soldering iron technique. So I don't like tearing these things off and tearing the pads off. So what I do though is, I think this uses lead-free solder on this board, so you require a higher temperature on the soldering iron to actually get it to melt and blah 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 blah. Anyway, this good old-fashioned solder with lead in it, which has a lower melting point. So I'm going to put that on both sides. Also gives the a bit of thermal mass on the pads as well. So now we've hopefully lowered the actual temperature required either side of this cap now, and we've got a bit more thermal mass as well. So we're just going to do the what I call the walking technique. It's really hard to do this with the camera in the way. Stick a bit of heat on one side, lift it, let it set, try and not hit the camera with the soldering iron. Bit of heat on the other side. You should let the heat do the work, don't actually try and pull the damn thing off the board, like I was about to do there. I think that one side's free now. And there we go. As you can probably see, we've got quite a nice clean surface there. Nothing's been torn off. So what we're going to do now is dump a bit of flux on it, use a bit of solder wick, and use a clean bit of solder wick, because this is a dirty chunk left on it. And yes, I am using a pencil tip soldering iron, and yes, you can all shout at me for doing that. I will actually get a proper soldering iron at some point instead of this lump of shit from Maplin's. Oh dear God, come on. And this is one good reason to get a decent soldering iron. Oh. God. Right. And there we are. Right, finally removed the solder off there. So I'm just going to retin that now with a little bit of the leaded solder, and that's a 100 mic cap, isn't it? Oh, there it is. Knew I had it somewhere. Got a brand new 100 mic cap there. Because I'm a bit weird, I just gently lift up the legs just a fraction on either side. A little bit more flux. Dump it back on the board, make sure you got your orientation correct. Don't necessarily go on the orientation that's on the silk screen. Some Amigas, the silk screen is the wrong way around. So it's best to Google these things first of all, because there are a few caps. I think it's on the CD32 or the CD-TV, I don't know, can't remember. That are actually put the wrong way around, so you'll soon be able to find out about that. Okay, try and do this once again, with the camera in the way, and probably make a bloody mess of it. So yeah, heat up one of the pads, just push down gently on the cap, wait a few seconds, wait for it to set. Same thing on the other side. And you can creep it down again if you want. And there we go. Nice, simple cap replacement. I will check that with my beautifully expensive microscope afterwards. In fact, I'll check everything on the board afterwards. So, but yeah, that's the last step, really, just checking all the joints. Make sure we haven't got any dry joints on there. So yeah, that's about it, really. Pretty much done the majority of this board as it is. But I've just got a couple of large electrolytics. Some of you may notice are missing. I've got two there, and there's one missing there as well, which I'm going to replace with brand new ones. So this board has Panasonic caps throughout. And there's another one I just missed. Something else I'll do as well. See, this is the reason why I do it. You may notice on top of there, if you can see, just a bit there, got a black mark. Did before all this, got my trusty Sharpie out and just tagged top of all the caps, all the old ones. Sometimes it's quite easy to miss one if you're going through this process, although that was quite obvious because it's a huge, great big blue electrolytic cap, and I just missed it because I was too busy working over the side of the board. But anyway, yeah, so 4 large electrolytic caps to go back on, and then I'll be testing this board again. It didn't have any faults beforehand, just like I say, took the opportunity after my other repair, which was repairing Alice down here. The board had been bent and all the pins had been torn off the pads. The pads were still intact, but yeah, repaired all that. But so if you're really that interested, go and see my other video on it. If you're not that interested, well, fair play to you. Yeah, so that's all for now, but that's just a bit of a tip on how to replace the caps on an A1200. See you soon, bye.